What's up, YouTube? Herman Williams here with you again. Today I want to talk to you about having a money mindset. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, in a previous lesson I talked to you about the importance of financial literacy. But financial literacy, or having knowledge about financial matters, is just one part of having a financial mindset. You see, when you have a financial mindset, it means that the knowledge you have obtained has become ingrained in your psyche. It means that you have systematically replaced bad money habits with good ones. It means you don't have to think about each and every financial decision that you make because the right choices have become instinctive to you. It means you move with confidence. You see, when you get right down to it, it's not about how much money you make. It's more about what you do with what you have. Financial knowledge is great, and I am all about learning as much as you can about money, but all the knowledge in the world won't help you if you don't put it into practice. You see, it's actually our behaviors that determine our position in life and not necessarily what we know. There are a lot of very smart people out there who are living paycheck to paycheck. If you really want to change the trajectory of your life, then you have to focus on making changes to your financial behaviors. So why is it so hard for us to make changes to how we manage our money? If we have learned what we need to do or not do, why is it that we keep doing the same things that we've always done? Well, I think there's a number of factors at play. I believe one of the biggest factors keeping us from changing our financial behaviors is fear. Fear of the unknown. When we don't have first-hand experience with something, we are naturally fearful of what might happen. Fear of making a mistake with our money. Even when we want to do better and we know we should be able to do better, we still fear making our financial situation worse by changing our behavior. We even rationalize it to ourselves by saying things like, I may be broke, but at least I know why I'm broke. We convince ourselves that we're already doing the best that we can with what we have, and being broke is just the hand that we were dealt. Now, sometimes that is true, but it doesn't mean that it has to always be that way. Sometimes, though, we don't try anything new because we have a fear of failing. Nobody wants to have to acknowledge that they're now worse off than before because of something new that they tried. But it's perfectly acceptable to be worse off because you didn't take action? Really? Another thing that keeps you from having a money mindset is past experiences. Either your own past experiences or ones you've witnessed or heard about from someone else. There are people who won't invest in the stock market because they have heard about stock market crashes where people have lost lots of money. And that's certainly true. There have been stock market crashes where people have lost lots and in some cases all of their money. But there are a lot more cases where people have made a lot of money in the stock market. Our past experiences also prevent us from having a money mindset in other ways. If you have struggled with your finances all your life, then you likely don't have any positive experiences that you can reflect on to give you the confidence you need to change your behaviors now. Another thing that can prevent you from having a money mindset is lack of knowledge. If you don't understand how your credit score is calculated, how can you manage your finances in a way that gives you a better credit score? If you don't really understand compound interest, how can you manage your debt effectively? So our past experiences, our lack of knowledge, our lack of resources, and an abundance of fear all work together to keep us from making the behavior changes we need to make in order to live a more productive and prosperous life. Well, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. You can make changes and you can live a more prosperous life, but you have to see the value in making those changes in order to implement a plan that you can feel good about and that you can stick with. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to pick one thing that you know you need to work on and start taking some baby steps to change your behaviors and start developing a money mindset. And I'm going to give you a couple examples to help you get started. Are you willing to at least give my methods a try? Okay, well, let's start with an example of how to improve your credit score. This is something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's something that costs people a lot of money over time. So here's the baby step I want you to take with your credit score. First, get your free credit report from annualcreditreport.com. I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can go to the right site. Since most people that have low credit scores also usually have credit card debt, that's what we're going to focus on. Once you have your credit report, I want you to look for all of your credit card debt. Your credit report will usually tell you what type of debt each account is. It will either simply say credit card or it might say revolving. You will need to know 3 things about each of your credit card debts in order to take this baby step. You need to know the current balance, you need to know the credit limit for the account, and you need to know the debt utilization for that account. Debt utilization simply means how much of the available credit, your credit limit, are you currently using, your current balance. Some credit reports will give you the utilization for each account and some don't, but it's a simple calculation. Simply take your current balance and divide it by your credit limit. The result will be a fractional number which you can multiply by 100 to get a whole number percentage amount. For example, if you have a credit card that has a $10,000 limit and you currently have a balance of $3,500, then $3,500 divided by 10,000 would equal 0.35, times 100 would equal 35%. Any credit card accounts that you have that are at 30% utilization or higher are hurting your credit score. Credit utilization accounts for 30% of your credit score. Your payment history makes up 35% of your score. So these 2 factors alone account for the majority of your credit score. Once you know the utilization for each account, I want you to find the one with the lowest utilization above 30%. This is where you will take your first baby step. Figure out how much extra you can apply to that card's payment each month and pay that amount until you get the balance below 30% utilization. Take note of your credit score before you start this process, and once you get that balance below the 30% threshold and it's posted to your credit report, you will see your credit score go up. Now, how much it goes up will depend on other factors like how much other debt you have and whether or not you've had any recent late payments on any accounts. But regardless, your score will go up. Once you see this work, it should motivate you to do more. You can continue making extra payments on that card until it's paid off, which if you do, you will see 2 more increases to your credit score. It will bump up a little more when you get below 10% utilization, and again when the balance reaches 0. Or you can shift your extra payment to the next lowest balance above 30% and repeat the process. Now you're building positive experiences and also shifting your financial behaviors toward a money mindset. If you don't have an emergency fund, another baby step you can take is to set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a savings account. Set an attainable goal for yourself. Maybe start with a goal of say $500. Then set your automatic transfer amount at $25 or $50 a month or whatever you can afford. After the first month, you won't even miss the amount you're saving, and once you reach your initial goal, treat yourself to a nice dinner or something to reward yourself. Just don't put it on your credit card. If you know you have too much debt, pick the debt with the lowest balance and figure out how much extra you can apply to that debt each month, and do this until the debt is paid off. Here we're not focused on your credit score, but rather debt elimination. However, by doing this, you should also see your credit score improve in the process. I will also leave a link in the description to a calculator that you can use to see how long it will take to pay off a debt with this method and how much interest you will save. Once you get that first debt paid off, shift your attention to the next lowest debt balance. Rinse and repeat. If you're going to focus on your debt, you should probably watch my video on debt freedom to get more details. Taking these baby steps will help you build confidence in yourself and your ability to manage your finances, and you will lay the foundation for building a money mindset. So which of these baby steps are you willing to take? Let me know by leaving your comments below. I would really like to know what you plan to focus on. Regardless of what you decide to focus on first, you need to understand that building a money mindset is all about changing your behaviors. And like I always say, change your behaviors and you can change your life. So until next time, behave well.